Alright guys, I'm gonna be going over these Elden Ring Nightreign patch notes. I'm a little late to this, but I definitely wanted to touch on them because there's a lot of big changes going on. So first we got Wilder. We increased the poise while casting Claw Shot. That's pretty good quality of life. Sometimes you get staggered out of it. Um, Next is increased stamina damage dealt by Claw Shot to blocking enemies. This just makes the enemy's shield it's broken faster when you hit them with your ability. It's alright, I guess. I never really had a problem with killing shielding enemies, so guess we'll see. Guardian. They did boost his strength and dexterity. I think the change was like minor though. Didn't do a whole lot. Didn't increase his damage by like a crazy amount. Small percentage. Increased steel guard passive ability angle range. This gave him this gives him more guard in an area around him, so like he can block in a better angular. So like if he's standing straight forward, he can block better from the sides, basically. Increase the range of Wings of Salvation, Ultimate Art, Weapon Portion. I think this increases the range of his ult, but I don't know by how much. I have to test it actually. Increase the attack power of Halberd guard counters. This is really good. I think it was a small increase, but still any increase for Guardian is better than none. Duchess increase the dexterity gain when leveling up. Now she's gonna gain a little bit more dex. That'll bring her dagger attacks in the line. I guess, with her intelligence. Increase attack power for some dagger attacks. Not sure what this is referencing. Probably just some specific daggers got an attack boost for the dagger itself, not her ability to wield them. Increase the two-handed dagger's second heavy attack damage. I don't really use heavy attacks on daggers, so definitely proper would never get to test this out anyway. But like maybe it was doing too much damage and they nerfed it. I don't know. I don't know why they changed that. Let's see. Increase the duration of Finale's Ultimate Art. I think it was like 3 seconds, maybe. Not bad. A little bit long invisibility. Raider. Increase the Great Axes and Great Hammer's ability to stagger enemies with attacks. This made it easier to hit enemies and like give them the knockback effect. That'll make it so you can kind of stop from taking damage from any small to medium-sized enemies, I think. Increase the attack range of retaliation skill. I'm not sure if this has to do with the skill while it's charged up or in its regular form, but I know that skill while it was charged up, I already had a decent range on it, so maybe it has to do with the non-charged ability. Revenant. Adjusted transparency or Revenant summon spirits. I did see this in game already. You can definitely see through the spirits a lot better now. They don't like hog up a lot of the screen. Players can now pass through Revenant spirits, Ellen and Frederick. Now, I don't remember not being able to pass through these guys, but maybe I never tried to. So yeah, now I guess you can. Loose, increase the offensive spell attack power of Magic Cocktail. Decrease the time required to cast spells using the Magic Cocktail. Now this, I did a video on it. I did have a problem with like how much time the recluse took to not only capture residue, but also cast the cocktail spells, which definitely kind of wasn't worth the payoff. It was like this weird dilemma where you kind of don't even want to use that ability just because it takes so long. You're just losing a lot of DPS. So I'm glad they changed that. Hopefully it's better now. I'm not sure about how much, but hopefully it's better. Executor, got increased attack power while Curse Sword is in use. I don't really use the Curse Sword too much, but that's pretty good. Curse Sword is definitely an underrated ability. Increased attack power to Curse Sword weapon skill when the skill is in use and the blade is unsheathed. So Yeah, so I guess while you have the curse ward active, you just deal more damage from the skill. Increase attack power. Some attacks while the aspect of the Crucible Beast is active. I think this just increased some of his attack chains damage, so that's always nice. His ultimate, it doesn't hit super hard, but it's pretty good. Um, got some weapon adjustments here. Let's see. Increase the stagger damage with dual wielded jump attacks for some small and medium weapons. Small and medium. I guess that's pretty good since it's for small and medium weapons. I don't really know if you'll be knocking him in the back with small weapons either way, but maybe you will now. So that'll be something to consider. But I don't really do jump attacks with small weapons anyway, so it's probably something I'm not gonna really get to see. Decrease the stagger damage with dual wielded jump attacks for some large weapons. Now this is good. Well, actually no, they decrease the stagger damage. Oh, that's actually unfortunate because my raider build is actually focused around that. So yeah, I might have to check that out because that might be a pretty bad nerf. But I gotta say he was doing a lot of stagger damage, so I understand. Like I got two relics on him that increased the stagger damage that he did when he was dual wielding. And I just spam jump attacks and he poise breaks people just repeatedly, so that's probably a good change, honestly, to kind of balance things out. Increase the potency of the death status element applied by the weapon skill, death flare. I still have yet to see this ability activate. And I know it doesn't work on like on boss enemies or something, but I've yet to see that ability activate. So maybe that increased potency might help it activate now. Set a cap on the cumulative effects of the power of vengeance and power of House Mariah's acid. They basically nerfed the grafted great sword and the sword of Mariah's. I did manage to get to the Mariah's sword, but I didn't really get to stack a ton of damage on it. But it still made me hit pretty hard. So I don't think it's bad. I think it actually brought stuff in line. It's probably still broken, but it's not as broken as it was. Like you probably won't be able to one or two hit like the really hard mode bosses, but you'll definitely be able to take them down pretty quickly. Just as the stagger effect, guard counters triggered holy burst passive explosion to ensure that it doesn't reset the enemy's posture break state. Okay, so this basically makes it so when your holy burst triggers, it doesn't make it so you can't crit strike an enemy. So you'll still be able to critical the enemy if it triggers. Because that's actually something that's pretty annoying for guard counters in a party. If you are playing Guardian and you stance break someone and they get hit by something and you don't get to get your crit off and they just, you got to force break them a second time. It's kind of annoying. So now at least you have one less thing trigger that reset. Alright, so we got some relic effect adjustments. Adjust the effect Wilder, standard attack enhanced with fiery follow-ups when using the character skill, praise for it only, to consume stamina when performing follow-up attacks. Now this, I've noticed a lot. And I think it's actually gonna make me change my Wilder build because I used to use the Wilder ability to bridge the gap when I run out of stamina. So I could just throw my ability out, my hook shot, and then I'll pull myself to the enemy so I didn't have to worry about dodge rolling a lot of moves and stuff. And that way, and then it'll immediately start regenerating my stamina after that. So now it's drained stamina. And I was playing I was actually testing it out in a run and I don't like it. It really makes me feel like I'm out of stamina. I end up standing there awkwardly a lot of the times now, so that's unfortunate. So yeah, probably gonna change my build. They also increased the attack power of the art activation that spreads fire in an area. So I'll definitely probably swap over to something sitting around this now. Just the effects, art activation spreads fire in an area, so the burn effect. Attack power does not vary between one hand and two hand. I actually did not know that, but I guess it makes sense since when you two hand you get more benefit from strength, and fire does scale off strength, so that's probably why. Increase the duration, extension of Iron Eyes extend duration weak point effect. That's pretty good. You're definitely gonna need this now because of the enemies. Like they are a lot tougher, and it takes a lot longer to deal the amount of damage to them to activate Iron Eyes weak point. So that's actually good foresight there. Increase the potency of continuous HP recovery effect. Not sure by how much, but pretty sure it's still small. So you know, it's a, I guess it's an okay ability. Increase the potency of HP restored when using medical bonuses. That's okay. I don't really like. I don't really think I would use a relic slot for that, but it's still okay. Increase the potency of a cruise. Activating ultimate art raises max HP. So if the HP increase persists until the attack is received, even after the art's duration ends. Okay, so yeah, this was happening. Well, this happens usually for any increase of a stat like FP, HP. When you get an increase to it, like it say you run in the grafted greatsword, kill a few enemies, you get the extra stat points, and your health goes up. But the health that it goes up by isn't filled, so it's like you're missing health now, and that's really inconvenient, especially for the new relics that they added, because now those relics that trigger when you don't have max health, like every time your max health, every time your health goes up by a certain percentage, you'll have less than max health, and that'll make it so you'll start taking on those effects. So that was an important change, actually. Let's see, increase the amount of wounds obtained through the critical hits earned wound effect. I think I heard that it went up by like a 300. I don't know if it's at 1,000 now or something, but I still don't think it's like that good. It's not really a crazy amount of wounds. Maybe on a critical hit, especially for the harder fights and like the higher stages. Maybe if it gave like 10,000 wounds or 5,000 wounds or something, since it's gonna be so hard to force break them, maybe it would be worth running then. But right now, not really. Increase the potency of HP restoration upon specific weapon type attacks. I never really used those anyway, but sounds good. Increase the potency of the effect FP restoration upon specific weapon type effects. I don't really use those either. You know, it might be since I'm gonna have a lot of new relics now with the extra 3 relic slots. Maybe it'll be something for like the recluse. I mean, not the recluse, but the revenant that I can take advantage of. But other than that, I don't think FP restoration is too important. Reduce the duration of improved poise and damage negation when knocked back by damage. I think they cut it down by a couple seconds, so it's not too bad. They adjusted the invisibility of Rykard's Rancor. That spell does have a lot of on-stream effects. So yeah, so basically, the rest of the patch notes are just the Everdark Sovereign stuff, and I think bug fixes. Yeah. Yeah, they got the penalties in here for disconnecting. I haven't really tested this out or heard anything from anybody, but maybe since we have a rank mode now, this will actually do something. So maybe people won't be so encouraged to just quit out. Hopefully. But yeah, but I'll post the link to this in the description. You guys want to read through the bug fixes and stuff. I did want to touch on like some of the new relics that we have now. Let's see. Let's turn it off. So here's an example some of the new relics. I've been playing a little bit. I think I made it to stage 2 now. I've just been doing all trio runs, trying to get a good feel for how difficult it really is for like a large amount of people. Because I do think Solo is probably gonna be pretty easy for like probably like midway through for a while. So just kind of want to get a good feel for the difficulty. So yeah, so like basically I got my old Revenant build here, and it has, you know, what I always had. And then now I got to add some increased damage negation to reduce FP consumption. Pretty good bonus there. I got improved incantations, and if this works like the other increased or improved effects, I think it's like a 12% increase. So that's pretty good. Like now we can roll just straight out incantation, flat damage increase, sorcery, flat damage increase. So that's really good. That's gonna be a lot more damage for those later stages. You know, I see a lot of damage negation rolling on all of these relics as well, so that should be nice. Um, it's improved physical damage negation. I definitely can feel it. I don't like to roll much myself, so you know I'm kind of stubborn when it comes to rolling. So this negative on this relic is not really a big deal to me, to be honest. I'm pretty decent at strafing, so I don't have to worry about taking too many hits. And now with the hits that I do take, I should be able to survive them. Yeah, but I'm liking these relics so far. This one got some max stamina increase for each enemy defeated at great encampments. Now, I actually don't know what a great encampment is, so I'm gonna have to test that. Physical attack up +3. Now, all of these, I think the highest I've seen so far is a +4 stat, but they all, if they go up high like that, they're always going to come with a negative, from what I can tell. So this reduced rune acquisition is probably like 35%. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, but I will be making some updated builds. You know, once I probably get some better relics, because right now I'm kind of just throwing in what I have. I don't got anything too crazy. But yeah, this Duchess invulnerability when she activates her abilities, I gotta test that out too because I think that's gonna be pretty good. You know, might be able to time it for tanking abilities that's really hard to dodge or something. You know, Duchess already dodged really well though, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, but yeah, that'll cover the patch notes though. Definitely definitely enjoying this update so far. Definitely looking forward to making some new builds and stuff. And that being said, hopefully you found this video informative. And so leave a like or drop subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.